Hi everyone! Welcome back to my channel. My name is Maylinda Kurnia Sari with my student IDs 2313042022. If you are one of my subscribers, you probably already watched my previous video about my sociolinguistic essay, depending on who we talk to. In that video, some of you asked really interesting follow-up questions, so today I'm going to answer 5 selected questions, and this video also serves as my final task for my sociolinguistic course. So let's get started. Okay, so let's restart from the questions number 1. Questions number 1 is from Chelsea Olivia. She asked that it might be the social advantage of being able to switch or mix language flexibly. So first, let me see the problem in the question she asked. This question asks what social benefit people gain when they can switch or mix languages depending on the situation. It's not just about speaking two languages, but also using them at the right time with the right people. In my essay, I already talked about this in the introduction and also conclusion part, and also the data from Prison 10, who also shows this kind of flexibility. I think she asked this kind of questions because people want to know if mixing languages is useful or if it is just a random habit. They want to understand how it helps in daily communication. So my answer for these questions is mixing or switching languages gives a speaker social advantage. It helps them build better communication, relationship, adjust their identity, and feel more connected in different social groups. It also makes the communication smoother and more natural. The example that I can give you is from person number 10 that use formal Indonesian at work, but when she hangs out with friends, she mix Indonesian and English because that's common among young people in Jakarta. This helps her fit in, so being able to code switch allow her to be accepted in different social circles. That's a big social advantage from switching language. So let's continue to questions number 2. It's from imc.hyarin. She asked that what does a person's ability to switch language styles say about their social intelligence and adaptability? So this question is about whether being able to change how you speak depending on the situation shows social intelligence or flexibility. I explained this in the section on norms and settings in Heinz speaking model. I also give a clear example from a person 7. So my answer for these questions is yes. The ability to switch styles definitely shows social intelligence. It means you can sense what kind of language is appropriate in different situations, and you can adjust your way of speaking to match that. It also shows that you are adaptable. For example, like person number 7 speaks clearly and politely in a work meeting because it's formal situation, but when chatting with friends, she mixes Indonesian and English. This shows that she understands the expectation in each context and knows how to adjust. That's what we mean by being socially smart. We continue to questions number 3 from Indira Swari. She asked that some participants switch codes more often than others. Do you think this reflect personality traits or environmental factor? So let's see the problem in the questions. The question is asking whether frequent code switching is about who the person is or about where they are and who they are around. I already mentioned this in my essay in the methodology and also analysis section. I compare between a person 8 and person 9 who have different environments. So I think she asked these questions because she wants to know to understand if frequent code switching is a personal habit or a result of the person's surrounding. So my answer for this questions number 3, even though someone's personality can influence how they speak, it's usually the environment that has a bigger effect. People who are always surrounded by different languages or who work in international settings often need to switch languages more often. They do it not just because they want to, but because the situation requires it. So let's continue to the next questions. Questions number 4. It's from Novella Safritri that she asks, how do the components of settings, norms, and genre in Heinz speaking model helps explain code switching across domains? Okay, let's see the problem in the questions. This questions is about how the setting, norms, and genre influence code switching behavior in real-life communication. So basically, this is the core theory that I use to analyze all participants' responses. I refer to it in the discussions and example. And I think she asked these questions because it connects theory with real behavior. The audience or she wants to understand how these three components helps explain why people switch language. My answer, each of the three components plays an important role. So setting is about where the conversation takes place, like home, school, or cafe, or in the office. It also includes when it happened. And norms are the social rules. For example, you should be polite when talking to teacher or the elder person, but you can use slang or more informal language with friends. And for genre, it's the type of the communication, like whether it's a speech, casual chat, presentation, gossip, or academic discussion. So these three this thing affect how someone talks, including whether they switch or mix language. So these three things affect how someone talks, including whether they switch or mix languages. People don't choose randomly, they choose based on these three things. The examples from my essay is present number 9, use English and Japanese in academic settings, where the topic is serious and the communication must be formal. But at home, when she's with family, she mixes all the languages that she knows, Indonesian, English, and Japanese. Because the setting is relaxed, the norms are casual, and the genre is personal conversation. So these three elements, setting, norms, genre, clearly affect her language behavior. Last questions number 5, from Sachandam. She asked that, what does the participant's language use reveal about how genre influence code switching behavior? Genre is very important in deciding how someone talks. When people are in formal genre, like business meeting, or a school presentation, or an academic interview, they usually speak in a formal structured way. They often avoid mixing languages because they want to be professional and clear. But in informal genres like gossiping, storytelling, or joking with friends, people feel more relaxed and free to make languages. So it's a way to be expressive, funny, and also close to the others. Okay, I think that's all for today's video. I hope my answer helped you understand more about my essay and also sociolinguistic in general, especially how we use different languages and style depending on the context. And if you have more questions or just want to share your thoughts, feel free to leave a comment. Thank you so much for watching my video. See you in the next video. Bye!